Welcome, everyone. I am the main man. That is Paulie Havickley.
How you guys doing today?
And we are here to review probably one of the best Raws of the year, if not the best Raw of the year.
Absolutely. Easily 10 out of 10 in my opinion.
Yeah. And it kicked off with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. And anytime you can kick off a show with Paul Heyman, that's a great way to start.
Yeah, I mean, I could literally just talk to that guy forever, but it was rather disappointing that, Taker didn't come out and address the issue, but we really didn't get closure. Brock wants to go for round 3. And at this point, I think Brock needs the victory more so than Taker does.
Yeah, he does. Losing twice to Taker in a row would not be good for Brock Lesnar.
No, it wouldn't be good. Like not just not looking good for him. It's for story purposes. Like the streak absolutely means nothing at this point.
Yeah, if Taker were to beat Brock again, ending the streak would mean nothing. It would actually be bad for The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And Paul Heyman and Brock were extremely angry about the way the finish went down. And so they called out Undertaker to fight, not at Night of Champions, not at Royal Rumble, not at Survivor Series, but that night. And some music hit, but it wasn't The Undertaker's. It was Bo Dallas. And I think JBL put it correctly. Bo Dallas is the dumbest human being on the planet.
I felt so bad because here we have little Bo, and it's like he's the dumb brother, and you're like, oh man, like why are you doing this again? Like, and he just doesn't know when to quit and shut up. Oh.
And Lesnar took Bo Dallas on an impromptu trip to Suplex City.
Population Bo Dallas right now.
Yeah. And then he went back a few times and then just hit him with an F5 and left him dead in the ring.
His Wikipedia page said he died yesterday.
I know, that was funny. And then we went to the tag team match. New Day versus the Lucha Dragons. And Xavier Woods comes out with a trombone.
They're so entertaining. Like, no matter what they do.
Are. Like, everything they're doing is working. And I hated this gimmick at first. Hated it.
I think it needs to be, like explored further. They have a little more creative freedom, and they're running with it.
Yeah, and New Day got the win, and as they were celebrating...
Oh, my God.
The sound of bombs dropping, and the freaking Dudleys came out, and the place exploded. I
think I can speak for most of us with my reaction during our chat yesterday.
Yeah.
Everybody's reaction from the WWE Universe.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. And
it needs to stay off dirt sheets. You know what I mean?
Yes. I am really surprised it stayed off dirt sheets. At least Bubba Ray and Devon spotted near Barclays Center.
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting that. They hit everything that they normally did. Devon get the table, and
they did the what's up.
Yeah, and it fired the crowd up so much more. And then they revealed this Thursday on SmackDown the Dudley Boys are going to be in action. So we may see a little Dudley Boy action for pay-per-views and for Raw. Maybe we actually have a long-term deal at this point.
Yeah, and apparently they're on a full-time deal, even house shows.
Holy shit!
Yep.
Okay, I'm excited now.
Yeah. and I'm going to Raw October 12th, and they better well be there.
Yeah, I thought, this is giving me hope for the tag division because I'm just getting tired of seeing the same tag teams over and over, except for the New Day.
Right. And then I think after that, it was the Divas match.
No, it was Miz's
The Miz TV segment.
TV segment,
Yeah.
and it just laid into them, and it was glorious.
Yeah.
It was glorious.
And then they laid into him.
And it was back and forth bicker. The match was just god awful.
And Paige was very vocal on Twitter. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all.
Well, here's the thing. I can and can't blame her. All right, here's the thing. You put on subpar matches, you're going to get booed.
Right.
And that's what's happening. You're getting subpar matches. How do you go from Sasha Banks and Bayley tearing down the house, basically being the match of the night, to this utter bullshit that's being displayed on Raw, and then you get mad at the fans for saying boring? No, we're not forgetting about the Revolution. We're still for the Revolution. It's just, you guys need to put a little more emphasis into your ring work. It's just like there's no passion.
I think a lot of it is because everything's a 6-person tag. Everything.
And it's boring. It's just, I'm tired of seeing the Bellas in a 6-man, little 6-woman tag team match. It's boring to me. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, they need to start doing one-on-one matches.
And so for her to get pissed off and like saying, well, we're hypocrites or things or whatever, we have a right to say it. We paid to see the product.
Right, but I do understand where she is coming from.
She has to blame creative. Don't get mad at the fans.
Yeah, and then next was it the SummerSlam rematch?
Oh, yeah, it was.
And like from the moment they announced it on the pre-show, I was like, why?
You were highly skeptical about it because we said it in chat. I'm like, really? They're doing this again?
Yeah. And I said there has to be some sort of angle here. Mm-hmm. And oh boy, was there. And when it looks like Dean and Roman have the whole thing in control, the Wyatt family arena effects go on, the lights come back on, and a mountain of a man in a black sheet mask.
I want that mask.
Yeah. That mask is awesome looking. Yeah, and he comes and he takes it off, and what was his name again? Like he was what?
He's from
I know he's from NXT. He's been in NXT a little, not on TV. He was a strongman competitor.
Strongman competition. That's just a mountain of a man. It's just huge.
Yeah, he's like 6'8", 385 pounds, pure muscle. And that chokehold he used.
He literally manhandled both Dean.
Yeah. And that's actually a legitimate jiu-jitsu hold he used.
So what did he have? Does he have jiu-jitsu under his belt?
I don't know, but I know that it's a basic jiu-jitsu hold.
Okay.
But yeah, that was really impressive. And so the Wyatts are a force to be reckoned with again now.
Well, yeah, he's a lot better than having Eric Rowan. You have a legitimate muscle now.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering what are they gonna have him and Harper pushed as a tag team? Because I'm sorry, you put any members of the New Day in there with him, he destroys them.
Yeah.
So it would only make sense if they put those two in the tag division to get the belts on them.
I can see that.
Yeah. And then I believe we had one of the backstage segments with Seth Rollins and the Authority.
With the pre-reveal of the statue.
Yes, the statue. And
Told you.
I was laughing so hard when I saw that they actually made a statue.
I literally told you they're going to do it. I literally thought it made for good TV.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not really one of those guys that cares too much for, silly segments like that. But, it was entertaining to me.
It was.
Our next match was, I want to say, Ryback.
I think so. It was
The 6-man tag match.
the 8-man tag was the last match.
Yeah.
And I believe we also had the John Stewart, Ric Flair, John Cena segment.
Which I didn't care too much for. I mean, to have Flair come out and pretty much say, "Oh yeah, I was absolutely okay with it." Now Rollins is champion. I'm like, why would you want your legacy just to be, beat by, John Cena out of all people?
I know John Cena and Ric Flair legitimately are friends.
I don't think booking wise, they're going to allow that. I don't think Triple H will allow it.
You don't think you don't think Cena's getting any more title reigns?
He is, but WWE's working to move forward with the future. It's just, why are we giving Cena another title run? This will be his 16th. Why are we still worrying about the wrestlers of yesteryear?
Yeah, but I'm not one to really put too much emphasis into the records, the Flair 16 title reigns, all that.
Well, according to Flair, he's like, what, a 22-time champion?
Yeah, it's WWE doesn't recognize a bunch of them.
Yeah, because they're all small developments, and
yeah, because it would. I think there was some like, oh, this guy won it in Puerto Rico, but it wasn't technically recognized, and then Flair won it back.
So again, 22-time champion he might be, but WWE doesn't recognize it. So
right,
his claim to that sort of stardom goes out the window due to WWE not, really saying, hey, you know what, doesn't happen. My cable kept cutting off for me yesterday, so I'm not too sure what happened during certain matches. I could tell you what happened during the Big Show's match, and I could tell you
right.
the action Sting.
Yeah, I think the next match that I remember was the 8-man tag. And that I thought that was a fun match.
It was a fun match, but here's the thing about that. I'm not a fan of Big Show, but for everyone just to go in there and just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, it was like, okay. What was the point of that?
Like, Owens and laid him out. There was no point of Ziggler coming in, super kicking him, then to have Cesaro and I forgot Ryback
feed him into the RKO.
This really looks bad, and like I don't understand why you would treat someone like that. And like I get it, he's the big bad giant, and no one's supposed to like him. He doesn't have friends, but at the same time, he's one of your longest,
He's
Fucking athletes, and
other than Mark Henry, he might be the longest tenured in-ring performer.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Besides Henry, yeah.
I mean,
So
except for the year he took off.
then they send him back down to like.
No, it was it. I'm talking in the when he took off 2007.
Oh yeah. He did take a year off, and it kind of helped him a little bit because he got some.
He lost a whole ton of weight because he was getting really big.
Yep.
And
He was
then
500 mark.
what?
He was way over the 500 mark.
He looked about the 600 mark when towards the end of his ECW title reign.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you're right. He did.
Yeah, and then we had the main event segment, which they rolled out the trophy case, and the logical thought would be John Cena's hiding in there, but the authority had him escorted out of the building right before, and then they do this whole gigantic segment. Started with them breaking character and singing "Happy Birthday" to Vince.
Right. And I thought that was cool. You know, Steph
Yeah,
Payne giving her
yeah.
that respect.
And Steph starting to cry,
Mm-hmm.
and them talking about how mad Vince had to be backstage.
And she pretty much put him on blast, and she said even like he won't come down.
Yeah,
And
because apparently he doesn't like to be acknowledged.
really, Vince
Yeah,
McMahon doesn't like to be acknowledged.
yeah.
Really?
He didn't want to be acknowledged as the owner of the company until he kind of had to be. And then when he's going off of TV, he doesn't like to be really talked about.
That's weird. Just coming from him, he just seems like an egomaniac.
Yeah, but then they do the whole celebration. They really draw it out, and then they take the curtain down to reveal the statue. And
But it
standing there is
was
not a statue. It was Sting. And Sting beats the hell out of Seth Rollins. Triple H and Steph book it out of there. And then, in a sight I thought I would never ever see, Sting held the WWE Championship.
Now, here's the thing that I want to see happen, but I know it's not going to happen. I want to see Sting win at least one championship in the company.
Yeah.
Out for the past.
I counted on Wikipedia Sting's world title reigns. You know how many he would have if he won from Seth?
6.
16.
What?
Yup.
He's a 15-time world champ?
6 in WCW, 2 NWA, 4 TNA.
That don't count. We're not counting TNA.
Okay, then he's an 11-time world champion.
I mean, something he's not going to count TNA, so let's not count TNA.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean in one day it surpasses what TNA did to him for his entire career.
Yeah. They didn't make him the Joker.
That was terrible.
That was awful. And then on the network, they officially announced that at Night of Champions, Seth Rollins will defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Sting.
Now, does John Cena interfere on Sting's behalf and cost Rollins the championship?
That might be the only time I would say thank you, John Cena.
I think that'd be the only time I would say thank you, John Cena, as well. Like I have to go on his Twitter and thank the living fuck out of him for
like and give Sting something he hasn't had in a long time. A legitimate title run that doesn't last a month.
Yeah. It was flip flopping back in WCW to the point where it just didn't make sense. You have
Right.
Diamond Dallas Page lose it in one night just to get it back the same night.
Yeah. He holds the title. He wins the title from Hogan, and then he comes in. Hogan lays down for him, and then he loses to Goldberg, but not really. And then the title's vacated.
Yeah, and it's just really, it was dumb poking on WCW. Everybody knows it was a clusterfuck during that time. I mean,
Yeah.
it is when no one cared about WCW anymore, besides
Right.
W.
Yeah.
But, my prediction is Seth retains,
Yeah. And
but
gets the gigantic bragging rights of in back-to-back pay-per-views beating John Cena and
and
Sting.
yeah, I mean
Oh,
that's
Seth
a logical
Rollins says
thing.
John Cena never shuts up. Think of how much Seth Rollins will never shut up about doing that.
Well, after this point, his stock is going to go way the fuck up.
Yeah.
The icon. I mean, you're star status now. Like,
Yeah.
people want to admit to it or not, he has star status, and
He
you're going to have
does.
to get to it.
He's the top heel in the company.
Uh-huh.
He's honestly, he's the as far as full-time guys go, he's the second biggest star in the company.
Yeah, as far as full time, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you count part-time, he's third to Brock.
Yeah, Brock is number one, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it would be if you count part-timers, it would be Brock, Cena, Rollins.
Yeah.
But Seth has just skyrocketed.
It took him a while. I think he was like, it was like baby steps for him.
Yeah, he needed to find his groove. They needed to find the way to make him look best, but they really have with SummerSlam and since like they've finally gotten this title reign right.
I wonder what was going to be the plan, because it was supposed to be Triple H versus Rollins at one point. That was supposed to happen at SummerSlam, so
Maybe
they
Survivor Series?
yeah, a lot can happen in the next few months. So
Yeah, like I'd say all right, let's say they give Sting a title run at Night of Champions, and then they have a triple threat inside Hell in a Cell with Cena, Sting, and Rollins.
mm-hmm.
And Sting retains, pinning Rollins again, and Triple H comes out the next night, and like they initially come out consoling him, it's okay, you're still the future, you're still the man, blah blah blah. But then, right when they're leaving the ring, Triple H flips him around, pedigree, and then he grabs the mic and he says, "You have failed us at every step of the road. We are done with you."
Yeah, I can see that working. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and then obviously have Seth Rollins go over Triple H at Survivor Series.
So that will obviously make Seth face, but who will become the new face of the Authority?
That's a good question. Probably Sheamus.
And that's another possibility I didn't think of. Night of Champions, Sting wins, Sheamus cashes in.
And then Sting can say, or Sheamus can say, "I beat Sting."
Yeah, and that's going to piss so many people off.
Oh, yeah. That's going to get him so much heat.
That could set up a triple threat at the next pay-per-view between Seth Rollins, Sheamus, and Sting. Because they both have rematch clauses by that point.
Right. And part of me thinks that this is not going to be just a one-off for Sting. It's going to be at least a semi-run. Like, maybe not house shows, maybe not every Raw, but I see him in multiple matches coming up.
Oh, if they could give The Rock the title, let him beat Punk.
Why not let Sting beat Rollins?
Yeah. Now, I thought giving The Rock the title was a bad idea.
I didn't think it was a terrible idea. I didn't want them to, but I understood why they did it.
I understood because it was The Rock, but did we really need a John Cena versus Rock part 2? It's supposed to be once in a lifetime, not twice in a lifetime.
Right.
He lost his mystique and allure to me, and I understood why they did it the second time. Cena was pretty much a transitional champion by that point. And they need
for his last few runs, Cena's been like a transitional champion. Like his last run, he was transitioned from vacant to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after WrestleMania, really, even though it was from WrestleMania to SummerSlam, I think it was just him holding the place for the test push of Daniel Bryan.
Mm. The test worked. It's just Daniel Bryan is just injury prone.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have gotten injured the first time, him and Brock would have had a classic at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then he would have gone from there to probably do the matches John Cena did with Lesnar, the Night of Champions, and then probably the Rumble.
Brock wanted to work with Daniel over Cena anyway.
Yeah, because Brock's worked with Cena a bunch. And it's not that they don't have good chemistry, because they do. It's just, it's been done.
Yeah, and Brock's the type of guy that he wants to do innovative shit. That's why he went backstage and said, this isn't going to work during WrestleMania 31 when he went against Roman.
Right.
And he had every right, because if Roman went over, it would have been a repeat of him and Goldberg, and the crowd would not have been happy with that. And Lesnar has so much momentum going into Mania that it's like, wait, why is he losing to Reigns? Look at what Lesnar's done, and Reigns comes back, wins the Rumble, and he's Superstar of the Year, even though he's
gone almost half the year.
He's Superstar of the Year, and you're just like, wait, what? So,
yeah.
Again, it was a good booking move by having Rollins come in and cash in.
Made for a great moment.
Unexpected moment, by the way, because I was not expecting that to happen.
No, I was not. I was fully expecting Roman to go over.
Yep, I think all of us were. But I gotta go. So
okay, yeah. So like we said, this Raw was a fantastic Raw, and we will see you sometime soon, probably next week, for a Raw review.
Next week, and if one of us actually catches SmackDown, which will probably be rare because I never watch SmackDown, I might watch it due to the fact that Dudleys are on.
Right.
We'll let you guys know, and we'll probably fill you in during our Raw review.
Okay.
Sorry that we had to rush this, guys. I just got things to do, so yeah.
All right. For Paulie Havocley, I am the main man. We will see you later.